Anyway, what we're gonna do now is, because Zendikar or Duke has a limited amount of time, we will...
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna post the link to the doc.
It's actually the first red, and it's one that
this one was
has some weaknesses that are...
Okay.
Yeah.
While
Once you actually
Carney is
get-
having mic problems,
my audio.
I will actually hold on. I have to. I have to step away for like 2 seconds.
Ow, Rib.
That'll maybe.
I'm here, and I cannot hear things. I was a cat.
One thing I will ask of you two is to turn off your mic until we get to you, because I feel like it's important. It's like more of a way for us to talk with people that, when their turn is, that they can just say themselves what makes them what they have planned here. I didn't even have any questions for Darksor as well. I just realized. I think he's one of the few that I didn't have any questions for.
Just because, it's like obvious that like I didn't put a ton of work into it.
Yours, yeah. Zendikar, yeah.
Yeah. The deal with that was like I made in like an hour because I wanted to make a submission, but I didn't really. Also I should play some music, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But I didn't really put a ton of work into it because I wanted to make one, but I didn't have I didn't have a ton of time, or at least
I will say that yours is very simple. It's not super detailed, but I will say that you did really well. You made like a gambler, which is just the character is amazing. I think that the character itself that you made is really, really fun. I read it and I was like, yeah, this is just I like him a lot. I will say that. And also that you implemented the whole gambler thing. You implemented that pretty much. You translated that to the gameplay as well as you possibly could, really.
This is ironic because
the gambler just uses metronome. Why wouldn't he? Can I fix what real quick? Oh yeah, force skip. Oh yeah, force skip. My bad. I didn't realize that. I don't get a sound notification for ping that. Mario Party music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have placed like the. I would have just played like the casino from Persona 5.
No, I'm doing Chance Time.
Chance Time makes a lot of sense.
Okay. First of all, I understand, but it's not this way that. I was hoping for duck shoes if we were doing Mario Party. Secondly, this one I actually accidentally spoiled myself on when I was loading up all of the stuff for today. And I looked at the Pokemon, saw their moveset, and went, oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I
do
would
like
this
the game.
team.
I will say that I love the way, like the characterization and you nailed the theming. You hit the nail on the head with the theming. Like,
okay, this is so ironic. Fine, can I just say one thing?
Why isn't there a shiny on the Gamblers team? I feel like that would have been perfect. Like because
I don't like any of the shinies for the Pokemon. I don't like any of the shinies for the Pokemon in question.
Okay, that makes sense. That's like perfectly reasonable. Yeah.
But here's one thing. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I started with the concept of a guy who did metronome, and like I didn't start with the character and then built everything around that. I started with metronome, and so it's ironic when like it's just kind of funny when you're telling me like how good my characterization is.
So
because it's just gambling.
Funny enough,
I will say though, I was left with a few questions about it. Like, you mentioned that like random Pokemon appear in the gym itself, which is really clever, but you didn't specify which. Which led me with a big question of what appears here. Are these Pokemon from nearby routes? Are they all Pokemon that can learn Metronome naturally? Is this what
They're all
lives here?
Pokemon who can learn Metronome naturally.
That's great.
Yeah, so I found all the Pokemon who could learn Metronome naturally. I found some Pokemon that I thought worked. That Pokemon that I knew, Pokemon that I thought worked, and then I built everything around that. So I didn't make like my Pokemon. It's because like I searched up what Pokemon could use Metronome naturally, and then I did that.
I see. Also, one thing that I really like the ability of Togetic being Super Lock.
Yeah.
I noticed that and I had to laugh at that.
I saw that and I was immediately like, oh yes.
I get that completely. Also, with a thing, since they mentioned like speedrunning, I think this would cause problems for them. But imagine being a Nuzlocke.
Imagine this in a Nuzlocke.
Imagine fighting this in a Nuzlocke.
Yeah, I thought of that and I was like, oh, that is delightfully cruel. But one thing I also want to say is, one thing that I like that I made is how, like, at the end, when he gets to his 4th Pokemon, he's like, oh, crud, I need to start fighting now, because otherwise I'm gonna lose, and so he actually has a really good Alcremie. Like, I tried to optimize the Alcremie as much as possible.
One thing I will ask about the Alcremie is, why does it Dynamax instead of Gigantamaxing? Like, it feels a bit weird for a gym leader to just Dynamax.
I forgot that Alcremie doesn't. I forgot that Alcremie has. I forgot that Alcremie. Does Alcremie have a Gigantamax? Because if it does, I just completely forgot about that.
It turns into a cake.
I completely
forgot about that. It turns into a
that.
massive cake, which would also like. I think that would work to make a funny little reference to Mario Party in a weird way.
Oh yeah, because of Mario
Like
Party 1, the Peach
Party,
perfect
gambling, Mario
Jeez.
Party.
Oh my god, that's so perfect. How did I not think of that?
It would be especially good if it was one of the Peach variant Alcremies.
Oh jeez.
Because that's a Mario
that would
Party.
be amazing.
So perfect. I should have thought of that. Okay.
Anyway, I think it's time to say that, like, I think you actually gave the levels, and they, like, comparing to the real one, I think you're a bit under-leveled? Not really sure. I
wasn't sure exactly what levels I would need. So I just kind of went what I thought was good.
Yeah, anyway, I mentioned that you nailed the theming, and I will say that I adore the fact that he gambled his way to the top. That's like... of course he did!
Okay, here's one funny thing. So Miguel, he posted like a revised version, where here's how he got on. He challenged Leon. He was friends with Leon, he challenged him just as a lark. He got 6 insta-kill moves. Off of Metronome. Now they're not friends anymore.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I was like, oh my god, why couldn't I have done that?
Oh, that's amazing. Anyway,
so,
I think it's time for us to give our final thoughts on this to make sure that we have enough time for the rest. So I'll just say what I wrote down here. It's a great idea with a lovable character, theme executed wonderfully, though the randomness could make it a hellish experience. Like, I just imagine having a Nuzlocke
it's like Mario Party.
and losing all of them to explosion.
The hellish experience. It's like Mario Party.
Yeah, which is perfect, but also, like, that's, like, yeah, I need to look from this from, like, actually fighting it as well. And I think that it would be frustrating in the middle of a Nuzlocke to just have your Pokemon die to a fucking fatal
Also,
hit.
one other thing is that, like, for his likes, gambling randomness, this, like, Steel type's getting an explosion randomly.
I noticed that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, like, Poison is...
Really, because, like, one time I did a Metronome Nuzlocke, and I rolled Explosion, and that is the purest feeling of pain I've ever experienced.
Yeah, I will say, with like, you have a weakness to Poison and Steel that's fully present, but it's, and you sort of, but you counter it randomly. Also, like, there are no items here, Like, I feel like putting a metronome on them, like, yeah, it doesn't benefit them at all, but it could have been like a funny joke. Because they constantly
no, I shouldn't have done
use
that. I so
metronome.
shouldn't have done that. I had no idea what the hell item should be, so I just kind of skipped it.
I get that. Like, you don't need items anyway. Anyway, I think we should move on to the next one.
So, I have my own ending thoughts. You mentioned that you sort of started with metronome and went from there, right?
Yep.
So, I find it great that all the theming comes straight from that because, because in an interview that Araki did once about JoJo, he mentioned that that's how he makes his characters, where he starts with the stand and goes, okay, what kind of person would have this stand? And the idea that you did that with a single Pokemon move and just went as far as you could think to go with it is fantastic. And I like this gym leader, and I would hate fighting him, but I would like everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing here. You would hate fighting him.
I'm just gonna say, I'm surprised at how positive. I'm surprised at how positive you guys have been on this, because I was like thinking I was gonna be like I was gonna come in last place because mine. Was
you
very...
weren't. Well, there isn't really a last place in my mind.
Yes, but like
I'm
be one
mostly
of the
concerned
very
with
worst ones.
who got nothing
like,
wrong.
I was just kind of expecting. I kind of rushed this, and
it definitely shows. I will say that it shows that it was rushed, but it's well hidden. Like
but like how clever it is, like
apparent.
Yeah,
and you guys are talking
it's
about
clever enough to sort of hide how rushed it was.
I was just like, oh, little funny metronome, go burr.
Yeah, I get that completely. That's how I would play as that's like, honestly, that's good enough. Anyway, I think we should move on to the next one with wheel spin, and we'll keep the theme while I spin the wheel because that's like perfect.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to add other than actually let me look. Yeah, I think I mentioned everything I wrote down as well. Anyway, let me spin the wheel. We haven't hit the... Okay, I'm gonna apply wheel changes, and we are gonna spin the wheel. And we will hit... Beckel! Okay, so you're gonna start reading, and then I'll start by saying... Beckel, you were the one that I had no negatives in regards to at all. I'm gonna play the theme you posted, because I think you actually posted on your document as well. Which I thought was also a nice touch, because I gave it like a little bit of extra flair. I am serious. You had no real negatives in it. Also, I forgot to do... Force skip. You had no flaws, Beckel, in my mind, which is... I knew you made it last minute, but I was really surprised by how much I liked him. Like, I liked him a lot. The document is in, actually, let me see, I think it's in, it's in Sacred Submissions.
So, I didn't pay attention to whose was whose when I opened it. This might take a hot second.
Yeah.
Is it, what was the name of it, real quick?
Actually, I don't know what the name was. You can just go in the... I don't know what the name was, actually. Oh, shit.
I'm having the big dump right now. Don't mind me. I don't think I actually opened that one.
I quickly gotta say that I will need to leave very quickly in a bit. But I will say, Beckel, I think you were flawless in that regard. The only question I actually wrote down was that I didn't know what you meant with charge cannon. Like, is that flash cannon? What is charge cannon? I noted the missed opportunity as a negative because I felt it was big enough to count as like a negative. It's like something that was really obvious with the idea you had, so I did note it as a negative, even though it's like it's not bad. It's just something I thought that I noted it as like I thought it was such a big missed opportunity. I did note it as such, so I'm sorry in that regard. What is charge cannon? I have no idea what charge cannon is because I couldn't even find it with Google. Anyway, also, you mentioned not noting which TM it was, but I figured it out. I think it was Hex, wasn't it? Hex was the TM. So can people still, oh yeah. Dick, so what were you gonna say?
I can't find his.
Then you can just go to Sacred Submissions and then see the one he
there.
posted and just re-download it. It is there!
Where?
Right above
I couldn't
Jigga.
find it. I've spent this whole time looking for it.
Anyway, I'll give some, I will need to quickly leave for a bit in the discussion, but I will first just give some basic bonuses. I will say one thing that I really like is that loads of effort was put in, which was made even more impressive by the fact that you had to rush it. That was, like, there was some clear effort in this, even though you did, like, you had to rush it, but there was clear effort here. And the ideas you mentioned as well are really cool. You went out of your way to explain and highlight the little thing. You made a cool backstory for the place. You gave a reason for him to be there. I remember reading it and being like, it's kind of unfair to read the rest after this, because I was really impressed with it. Also, you had, like, you covered your weaknesses, you gave him a nice bit of backstory that helps explain why he's there. You were very unique for a ghost leader as well. Like, there was no creepy or cryptic thing at all, and he's just a cool guy that uses ghost types, which was just great. Actually, KO, I noted that as a positive because I thought it was really funny for him to put nice thing. So anyway,
I am dumb bitch this morning. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What I wanted to say is that I found actually, I love that he named the gym leaders after people in the server. It's like such a funny little detail. Like that's just, it's just, I like that a lot. It's like just such a funny little detail that just works really well. So overall, like, yeah, he also drew the badge, which I noted as a big plus. Loads of people did it. That was fun. Yeah, Zelda reference as well. Yeah, I'm not a big Zelda fan, so I wouldn't have caught that one. Anyway, before I have to leave for a bit, I'm gonna give my final thoughts on Beckel. Then Dixo will cover it for a bit while I'm gone. You have a fantastic concept that was executed really damn well. Color me impressed, man. Color me impressed. You did well, Beckel. Really, really, really damn well. You ought to be proud of yourself for this one. Anyway, I'll be gone for a small bit, so Dixo, I'll leave this to you.
Now that I'm done being stupid, did you guys know those were two separate channels? I didn't.
Yes, I did. I made them both, so I did know.
I had no idea.
Anyway, I'll be back soon. So, good luck with this, Dixo. I will join when I can again, and you could also just discuss everything else, or give like a small break in between. It's up to you what you do with the time while I'm gone. Will you cover Beckel's thing? I think you have a lot to discuss here because it's just really good. Anyway, I'm out.
So I'm only about halfway through this. So far. So I'm not really. Brain is not working. I cannot talk and read at the same time. Okay, given what I have looked, for the half I have looked at, I can say that, I see where Carney was coming from about Charlton being a somewhat unique ghost member, in that it looks like he's sort of the antithesis of what every other ghost gym leader in Pokemon has been up until this point, where all of them have some kind of direct connection to... Oh, what happened there? Where all of them had some kind of direct connection to the ghosts themselves, while Charlton is more there to just assist the people who how do words work? Is more there to assist the ghosts in not being there in the first place, and has sort of taken up a kind of leadership role with them, by the looks of it. Let's see. Also, I find his choice of team interesting in that sense too. Given the lore of the 3 Pokemon he uses, with Drift. Wow, this is kind of buggy on my I don't 100% remember the lore for Drifblim, admittedly. I don't know how much changes when it evolves from Drifblim, and everyone knows the meme lore with Drifblim and children. But someone who sort of just more investigated the area, having an ancient ghost-powered golem, I find fascinating. Because, like, it almost shows that him... I'm trying to figure out how I want to phrase things without having fully read, and that's on me. But it shows that he's more interested in I almost want to say more scientifically interested in the ghosts, for lack of a better word. It's almost like the Golurk and Cophagregus mix, plus him, not intentionally becoming a ghost-type gym leader, almost gives me some archaeology vibes from him. Like he didn't really go into this as, yeah, I want to do spooky ghost things. It's, ghosts are cool. I wanted to study them. What do you mean there's an entire town of ghosts? Ah, so I was right to get Indiana Jones vibes. That's good. Oh, the fact that you drew his badge, is a nice touch, too. Yeah, Miguel, we're still going. Okay, oh, that's why the drift limb is there. Okay, also looking at this from the Drifter vibes, it reminds me, okay, I might be a little biased towards this because the more I read into it, the more it reminds me of someone I actually had planned as a rock-type specialist in my own fake region I'm making. Where both of them have a kind of similar setup, but extremely different end results. And
wow, Rhythm is super loud.
Rhythm will do that. So this guy, finish reading this before I open my mouth too much, actually.
I'm gonna open the document again as well, because as I said, I think with saying which, I think the basic, like me saying which was flawless, basically already confirmed who I'm gonna make one of the winners actually, didn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
So, I really like that you also include that in the notes for his gym leader battle, you included his relationship with each Pokemon. Which is, admittedly, I didn't think anyone would put it there if they were going to include that at all, and one thing I've talked about in the past is how, maybe not here, but in other places, is that Pokemon has a unique avenue for storytelling, in that you can learn a lot about a person by what Pokemon they have on their team. Hence why I was able to look at Golurk and Cophagregus and go, ah! Indiana Jones! And I feel like one of the big things that, that Charlton does really well is capitalizing on that, where in just 3 Pokemon, you have already created this very deep character summary for him. And when factored in on how this town changed him from just some drifter to now a sort of almost patriarch of ghosts, for lack of better phrasing. Especially does show that this guy had quite a bit of character development. and you including, like, that whole side thing you can do, after beating him, is something that I wish Pokemon games would do more. One of my biggest problems with Pokemon, especially modern Pokemon, is it feels like once you've beaten a gym leader, they don't really exist anymore as far as the greater narrative is concerned. And you've taken something that is very monotonous in Pokemon with the ghost-type gym in a spooky town and totally flipped it on its head. And that especially makes it fun to compare to the other ghost-type gym leader we've looked at, which takes that formula and just runs with it all the way into Spookville. And it's really fun.
Quite literally.
And it's kind of fun for me to mentally contrast the two, because we've effectively because we're looking at two people with largely the same running off of, because it's like two gym leaders where in a basic Pokemon game they would probably be effectively the same, just with a few small changes here and there to accommodate the region, and created two wildly different encounters. And I appreciate that. Also, the fact that you gave that much detail about, the trainers themselves is a nice touch.
Yeah, like giving them little opening lines and defeat lines, like specifically like KO is really funny. Like, ever wonder why the desert town is full of ghost trainers? It's because the desert heat sucks the life out of this place. It's just I love that little answer. I love the little dialogue and everything. You executed this so damn well, like with the backstory of the entire place as well, like how it used to be in such a horrible position, how he helped and grew attacks, and like you made this a real, like this is so, there's so much to it that's almost like, how is this rushed?
Also, one thing I find great is that Medium Link, I could see being set up for two references at the same time, with both a Zelda reference and like a Final Fantasy reference, because the way you have the post-game stuff set up, it does sound like once you beat the gym kind of stops being there, and turning into a graveyard. So if the graveyard itself has the tombstones for all the trainers you fought in the gym, then that means your Zelda reference is also like one-to-one, also becomes something that actually does happen in the first Final Fantasy, which is just another. This whole thing is just small touches. This is like 4.1 pages of just small touches, and that's the kind of thing I ask for when I want to look at creative projects.
Also, I will say one little fun thing about it. But when I read this, I was listening to like the, what is it called again? Like the Skyward Sword, the first, I think it's like the Loneru Mines theme in the past, which I feel like that theme just fit this perfectly, and I felt like, yeah, now that Zelda Link is there, I felt that was really funny as well. Yeah. Anyway, closing statements. I already gave mine, that it's like a fantastic concept that was executed well, really, really damn well. Color me impressed. And what is your final statement on this one, Dixo?
I should throw after, not today, but at some point after all of this, I should throw in the idea I had for a side quest in my own fake Pokemon region that this really reminds me of at you, Beckle, or maybe just people in general, because I feel like you already got cool, or that you did start to go down a very similar route, and then went into something kind of cool that I honestly don't think a Game Freak would ever do, and that makes me sad. This makes me sad because Game Freak will never put in this much effort.
Yeah, and it's also just it's genuinely amazing. As I've said quite a few times now, and just overall, just god damn, man, how did you make something this good while rushing? It's impressive, and I think this will be like the one that I vote to be the winner, just because like I'm not gonna. The other ones, picking between them would be even harder, so we're gonna just decide on that one with each other. Anyway.